Wisdom shines in talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. My comments bring this profound wisdom into your experience. I'm Richard. Welcome. I'm reviewing and commenting on the book Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. Today is talk 231. A visitor asks, "What is Mona?" Silence. Maharshi: Mona is not closing the mouth, it is eternal speech. Visitor: I do not understand. Maharshi: that state which transcends speech and thought is Mona. Visitor: how to achieve it? Maharshi: hold some concept firmly and trace it back. By such concentration, silence results. When practice becomes natural, it will end in silence. Meditation without mental activity is silence. Subjugation of the mind is meditation. Deep meditation is eternal speech. Visitor: how will worldly transactions go on if one observes silence? Maharshi: when women walk with water pots on their head and chat with their companions, they remain very careful, their thoughts concentrated on the loads on their heads. Similarly, when a sage engages in activities, these do not disturb him because his mind abides in Brahman. In this dialogue with Ramana Maharshi, the visitor seeks to understand the essence of Mona, of silence. Ramana Maharshi's response goes beyond the physical, beyond the mere act of closing the mouth. He describes Mona as the state that transcends both speech and thought, emphasizing that it is eternal speech. When Ramana refers to eternal speech, he's pointing to something beyond conventional verbal language. Ramana states, Mona is not closing the mouth, it is eternal speech. He explains that true silence, or Mona, is not just the absence of verbal speech, but a state that goes beyond speech and thought, beyond the mind. It is perpetual and timeless, not limited by ordinary language. To understand, consider that there's a level of communication that exists beyond words and thoughts, knowledge beyond words and thoughts. This is described as direct communication with the inner self or with the divine. They're really the same. Eternal speech is a silent, profound knowledge that transcends the limitations of language. You are the boundless self. Eternal speech is from self to self. Really, eternal speech is only self, since there are not two selves. This is direct connection with the essence of existence, knowledge not bound by the limits of words. It is a direct realization of the eternal, unchanging consciousness that underlies all transient phenomena. Silence is eternal speech. Ramana said that his main teaching was in silence. Maharshi suggests a practical approach to finding this profound silence. He advises the visitor to hold on to some concept, any idea, firmly and trace it back. Where within me does this come from? What's its root? What is the real source? Keep investigating. If you find something, then ask, where does this come from? Keep digging. This act of concentrated contemplation leads to silence. It's a process where you dive deep into a specific idea or thought. This allows the mind to naturally quiet down through this focused concentration. As this practice becomes natural, it eventually culminates in a state of profound silence. Ramana is teaching control of the mind. By calming the fluctuations of the mind, you create a beneficial environment for self-inquiry and samadhi. Ramana then talks about the relationship between meditation and silence. He says that meditation devoid of mental activity is, in essence, silence. The quieting of the mind in meditation is synonymous with this profound silence. Deep meditation is eternal speech, the timeless and boundless inner silence. In response to the visitor's concern about the practicality of observing silence in daily life, Maharshi draws an analogy. He likens it to the focused concentration of women walking with water pots on their head and chatting with companions. Despite engaging in activities, their minds remain concentrated on the task at hand. Similarly, Maharshi suggests that a sage, when involved in worldly transactions, is not disturbed because their mind is absorbed in the ultimate reality, Brahman. This dialogue expresses Ramana Maharshi's profound teachings on the nature of silence, providing practical guidance on achieving it through concentrated contemplation and its connection with deep meditation. Additionally, Ramana offers insights on how a sage can navigate worldly activities while maintaining a state of undisturbed inner silence. So, inquire, know yourself, and be always free and at peace. These videos bring Ramana's teachings into your direct experience. Click subscribe to see more. Click thumbs up to like, and send questions and start a dialogue with a comment.